Now on CoastTV News.
School setback. A new charter school in Georgetown is pushed back a year. What's causing the delay and what's next? Water rescue. A missing boater is found after a late-night search in Ocean City. How crews worked together to track him down.
Looks like we're going to be dealing with widespread rain for Friday, but will it ruin your weekend as well? Details coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Plans for a new charter school in Georgetown now delayed. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Christina DeVerbertis. It's our top story tonight. The historic Georgetown Ice House was set to become the new Aspira Georgetown Elementary School, but not for fall 2026 as was originally expected. And this comes after school officials say they hit a couple of roadblocks, including funding, renovation delays, and securing a temporary location. Telemundo Delmarva and Coast TV News reporter Ana Sofia Roman shows us how the process is going and when the school is expected to open now.
The opening of the Aspira Georgetown Elementary School off Depot Street in Georgetown has been pushed back a year. Margie Lopez-Waite, CEO of Aspira Delaware, says before making the hard decision of revising a timeline, school officials exhausted all of the different possibilities.
We are disappointed about the delay, Anna, but it's not surprising. Unfortunately, one of the biggest hurdles that charter schools face when opening is securing facilities and then the funding for the facilities, because we don't get capital funding like school districts do. So we knew that it was a possibility.
However, Lopez-Waite remains optimistic about the new timeline and is grateful for the community's support.
They definitely understood the need for it. They welcomed the idea of more of their children growing up being bilingual and biliterate. The specific location for the school, this ice house, which has so much historical significance, the community is really excited about that being repurposed.
Plans continue for a Spanish immersion charter school in Georgetown. School officials say building renovations are expected to start in March 2026, and the school is expected to open in fall 2027 with grades kindergarten through third with an enrollment of 200 students. In Georgetown, Ana Sofia Roman, Coast TV News.
And some more on this. Aspira says the owners of the building there are pursuing funding to renovate the building. Meanwhile, the school is going after funding to cover furniture, kitchen equipment, playground items, among other things. Now we're looking live into Lewis, and we're going to turn it right over to our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams with a check on our forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Right now, we're still dealing with, well, not dealing with, that's a little strong, but we still have the presence of an abundance of moisture in the atmosphere over our neck of the woods, and we're at calm winds right now, but we're not really all that cold, a bit on the chilly side, and still feeling a little bit raw because of the extensive amount of hovering moisture that we have in place. We're expecting that to stick around till about 3 o'clock. Now here's what's been happening. We are trending upward with our temperatures since we were just yesterday and the day before. So we're getting progressively warmer, which is going to feel relatively nice and mild. But with that will come the caveat of dealing with scattered showers that's going to begin to move in our area. Now it's not an immediate future, but we're expecting for it to begin to stair-step its way towards us as this high pressure system begins to move out of the way. That's acting as a blocking agent to allow that rain to make its move coming in from the west, which is going to happen tomorrow in the afternoon, going into the evening hours, leaning into the early morning hours for Saturday morning. Now, here's the deal. We're not expecting much in the way of rain, but just enough to put a damper on some outdoor plans if you're going to be out early in the morning for us on Saturday. We're going to talk in more detail about the timing of that rain and what to anticipate associated with it. But until then, back to you, Christina.
Thank you, Paul. A man missing in the water south of the South Point boat ramp near Ocean City was safely rescued yesterday evening. That's following a search involving multiple agencies, according to the Ocean City Fire Department. They say Maryland Natural Resources Police received a report of an overdue boater around 9:30 p.m. They spotted the man flashing a light about 500 yards away. Using search equipment, they located the boater. You can see here some pictures. The helicopter lighting up the area from the air, allowing a nearby boat to reach the man, and he was safely brought back to shore. Well, the legislation that passed to reopen the government also included some new rules on hemp. That's a plant related to marijuana with less THC in it. The new law lowers the amount of THC that's allowed in hemp products. There is a 1-year grace period before the law goes into effect, but as Brandon Ferguson reports, some local businesses say the new rule could put them out of business.
Hemp products across the country will be limited to only 4 milligrams of THC in them. Stephen Provost says that limiting THC in hemp could close his doors.
It's going to be detrimental to my business. Basically, it's going to shut me down overnight.
Provost says the bill that is set to go into effect November 2026 will push people to acquire products illegally.
It's just kind of crazy to think that something like this lotion here is now going to be classified the same for my customers who get this for pain relief as having some heroin now, which is just kind of ridiculous.
Representatives that support this new amendment include Maryland Representative Andy Harris. He says that there is a hemp loophole in the current reading of the law and that this new amendment will create a more safer type of cannabis instead of the intoxicating THC in hemp that he is claiming. For now, the industry is watching closely as the new rules move toward a 2026 start date.
Brandon Ferguson reporting there. Now, the amendment also requires action from the FDA, which has until February 10th to publish a list of cannabinoids. Those are the naturally occurring chemicals in cannabis, and that will determine which this new law is going to target. And this brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We're asking, what are your concerns with this new amendment and hemp products? Let's look at the results. 10% worried about job losses, 2% say business closures. Most people, 66%, say consumer choice, and 22% public safety. You can still vote. Go to coasttv.com or use our mobile app, and you can also leave us a comment. Take a look at your screen now. You're looking at monitors that were installed along the coast to help prepare for flooding. DelDOT says the new weather station monitors can warn people of rising water quickly, which helps them close roads more safely and efficiently. DelDOT has placed 4 of the monitors. 3 of them are along Route 1. 1 is on River Road in Oak Orchard to keep a constant watch for potential flooding and provide information about water levels. Some people we spoke to say they think this will benefit the community.
Very scary when the water starts coming up, so anything they can do to alert people earlier would be better.
Now, according to DelDOT, the department may add more monitors along the coast, but they're going to wait and see how the current ones perform. An update tonight, a new National Transportation Safety Board report shows that deadly Louisville, Kentucky UPS flight earlier this month failed moments before it broke ground. And Mary Bell Gonzalez shares the stunning new images which reveal one of the 3 engines on board detached upon takeoff.
November 4th, a flight doomed upon takeoff.
UPS flight 2976 from Louisville, Kentucky to Honolulu, Hawaii, an MD-11 with 3 crew members on board was involved in a catastrophic crash.
14 people perished, 3 pilots and 11 on the ground when the jet sliced a half-mile-long debris field across a recycling facility and warehouse. Now, the NTSB has published a new report, including photos of the left engine on the aircraft separating, going up and over the wing, and igniting a fireball.
When you have such a large-scale incident and fire that's spread over such a massive area, we have to use hundreds of personnel to surround it.
The MD-11 has 3 engines, 1 on each wing and 1 on the tail. The report highlights fatigue cracks found in the hardware that attached the engine to the left wing. New data also shows the plane failed to climb higher than 30 feet off the runway at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport.
Flight 2976 departed runway 17 right and went down 3 miles south of the airfield.
In a rare move, the NTSB drew a parallel to a previous disaster, the 1979 crash of American Airlines pilot 191 in Chicago. 271 passengers on board and 2 on the ground died. The plane was a McDonnell Douglas DC-10, the forerunner to the MD-11. While we don't have the final probable causes of the Louisville crash, a final report is expected in 18 to 24 months. I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
And we are just getting started. We have more news coming up. Still ahead tonight, a look at the holiday spirit that's lighting up Ocean City as the annual Winter Fest of Lights officially opens. But first, Hollywood meets the beach. How the Rehoboth Beach International Film Festival lights up the coast with creativity and connection. And coming up a bit later, Paul Williams is tracking your forecast in the CoastTV First Alert Weather Center.
Lights, camera, action. Art and theater, it continues to grow here on Delmarva, and in this week's Coastal Connections, reporter Emma Aiken shows us how the Rehoboth Beach Film Festival is growing and having a big impact on the community.
Popcorn popping. There's many things that bring people to see a movie, but this long line at the Rehoboth Beach International Film Festival was for more than just concessions. This year, thousands of people came to watch more than 100 films over the 7-day festival.
We have really put this festival on the map with everybody, and we are getting submissions growth on growth on growth. And so I have no doubt that next year we'll probably go double.
That's Lisa Black with the Rehoboth Beach Film Society, who helps make the festival happen. 2025 marked the 27th year of the festival, and Black says the number of films increases every year.
What has stayed the same is our unbelievable dedicated volunteers, our staff, and the audiences that come. They love interacting with the filmmakers and stuff like that. So that is a constant steady.
And it's called the International Film Festival for a reason, with Oscar submissions from across the globe.
We have 7: Estonia, Germany, Iceland, Uruguay, Finland, and Taiwan.
But equally celebrated are the filmmakers from the Delmarva region, like Nick Wilkinson, who's the writer, director, and producer of Death on the Brandywine.
The reaction's been fantastic. We sold out the first 2 screenings pretty much as soon as tickets went on sale.
Wilkinson says they're determined to have a stronger film presence in the first state.
We really wanted to make the film as a message, come make films in Delaware. There's a strong potential and some great locations.
Wally Marzano-Lesnevich starred as an actor in Death on the Brandywine and says the emerging film scene is important.
They really wanted to make a film here that showcased some of the majesty, the gorgeousness, and to show that you can make movies in Delaware. You can make movies everywhere.
Audience members even had the chance to participate in Q&As with filmmakers after their showings.
It's no easy task. It's a circus, but we do it because this is humanity, right? If you didn't have this kind of interaction, and it just brings people closer together, and we really need a lot of that.
As the final credits roll, one thing is clear. The magic of the movies isn't confined to Hollywood. It's alive and thriving right here on the Delaware coast. For Coastal Connections, I'm Emma Aiken.
Lots of moisture is continuing to kind of accumulate and cluster over our immediate area. So it's going to stay a bit on the raw side for the rest of the night. Going into tomorrow, we're going to be dealing with some rain that's going to step into the picture. But the interesting thing is we're going to be trending upwards as far as the temperatures are concerned over the next few days. And we're going to stay on that. We're going to ride that high for a while until we get past Thanksgiving. And then the bottom's going to drop out of it. And I'm not a Debbie Downer, but I'm just trying to let you know early as we get accustomed to these very mild days for the next few 7 to 8 days in a row. Just keep in mind, keep that coat very handy. All right, so in Ocean City, we're coming in right now at about 53 degrees, which is only about 5 away from the normal high for this time of the year. Dew point temperatures at 45. The winds are pouring out of the north and still staying calm. Now, we're going to drop down to 46 degrees with still mostly cloudy skies throughout our neck of the woods, 46 degrees. But keep in mind that we're already about 4 to 5 degrees warmer than we were just 24 hours ago, and we were warmer than that the day before. So think about it. We're trending upward. We're staying in the mid to upper 40s into the late night hours, 47 degrees actually right now in Georgetown, as well as Seaford. We're at 47 degrees currently in Laurel, as well as Del Mar. Now, as you take a wide view of what's happening, we still have the effect of a high pressure system that's still sitting on top of us, but it's waning in its effect and its influence over our weather. The door is going to be open for an opportunity for some scattered showers to make its move towards us. Before tomorrow, in the morning time, we start off very cloudy and we may barely dip into the lower 40s. The winds will be coming out of the north and staying relatively light and calm most of the day, and then we'll flirt with about 4 to 5 mile per hour wind gusts. But as you begin to take a gander at our expectations for Friday, we see widespread light rain. Now you see the lighter green? That's more like drizzle for the most part, and then light rain right here where you see the moderate green. Now the heavier greens or the darker greens when we have at least a steady shower. The thing that's interesting is that this pulls through, but then a second wave will pull through into the early morning hours of Saturday. Now, this is a result of the latest model run that we just completed prior to going on the air at 11 o'clock, and it sees at least an isolated pocket or a cell that could push through. I think that's being a little liberal with the model, but we'll still roll with it because despite that, it's the movement that I'm most noting because it'll get out of the way in time for us to enjoy the rest of Saturday. The amount of rain betrays the intensity of those storms that we just said because we initially had 1/3 of an inch of rain from 6 o'clock. The newest run is indicating, if we're lucky, 1/10 of an inch and maybe 1/4 of an inch, and even our widespread projection of what we anticipate is looking relatively weak as well. So we are looking for afternoon, evening showers, 59 degrees for the high. For example, in Georgetown, we're going to go up to about 58 degrees, Cambridge and Vienna, and we anticipate 61 for us in Berlin and Ocean City. And then for Friday, we're looking at the winds primarily out of the southwest, cloud cover dominating the entire coastline for that period. Then we anticipate, we're looking at above normal temperatures for the next 6 to 10 days. That's that riding high thing that we're talking about. So look at how we're going to escalate here. We're going to watch out for a chance of scattered showers on Friday and Saturday in Chincoteague, but we're going to stay above the norm until we get to, let's say, Sunday. It's going to cool down ever so slightly there. But then we're looking for temperatures to climb to near 60 degrees, actually, for us throughout portions of Ocean City and Lewis and Rehoboth, hovering near the 60-degree mark for Friday with plenty of cloud cover. Rain kicks in on Saturday, and then Sunday gets a little bit cooler briefly. Then we start charging back up, warming again. Here's a look at your extended forecast. And listen, we're going to get all the way up to 66 degrees. This is going to be fool's gold right here on Wednesday of next week. And then for Thursday or Thanksgiving, 56. But then the day after that, that's when the bottom drops out of this thing. And I can't show you that till we get to our 10-day forecast towards the end of the newscast. So don't go anywhere because you don't want to miss the plot twist.
Oh, no. Okay, thanks, Paul. Well, the Rehoboth Beach Christmas tree officially made its way to the bandstand this morning. It's getting put up. Rehoboth Beach now one step closer to Christmas. The tree was previously off of Route 1 next to the Taros Village and the Delaware Department of Transportation Salt Barn on the former Delaware State Police Troop 7 site. You can see here just how large that tree is, and it's surely going to look even more beautiful with all those Christmas lights. And this means that it's that time of year again for the Bless Our Children campaign. Every year, CoastTV works to make the holidays brighter for kids on Delmarva, and the money you give, it goes to local charities who buy Christmas presents. Here's how you can support.
For many in our community, the holiday season can bring about stress, as they strive to create unforgettable moments for their cherished little one.
And that's where the Bless Our Children campaign can help, but we need your support to make it happen. All the money you donate goes to local nonprofit organizations which give gifts to children this holiday season.
And you know what, Mike? Every penny, every single one you give helps families right here in Delmarva because WBLC covers all administrative costs. Send a donation and a holiday card, and we may read your well wishes on the air.
Businesses can also help Bless Our Children by accepting the Shell Brothers Bless Our Children Challenge by donating at least $1,000. As our thank you, we'll list your name on the Shell Brothers Honor Roll in order of amounts given in increments of $1,000.
You can donate by sending a check or money order to the address on your screen, or you can use your credit card online at blessourchildren.org.
Together, we can make the holidays this year a special one.
Bless Our Children is administered by the Draper Holdings Charitable Foundation.
Coming up in sports, a preview of Indian River versus Lake Forest football. For the second time in 3 weeks, is a huge showdown in the Henlopen Conference.
Well, and if you're lining up your putter for tomorrow, listen, you might catch a little bit of golf action in the morning time. By the time we get past lunchtime, no guarantees, but it's going to be damp the whole time. Showers for the afternoon, early evening hours. I have 57.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
Looks like Hyundai is recalling over 85,000 Sonata vehicles due to possible fuel tank leaks that could result in the tank melting. The recall includes model years 2020 to 2023, and the automaker says it is aware of 7 vehicle owners reporting fuel leaks. No crashes or injuries have been reported. Owners will be notified by the mail if their vehicle is recalled, and Hyundai says it will reimburse owners if they had previously made any repairs due to this issue. The world's most popular chatbot is going deeper into classrooms with a new version designed specifically for educators. OpenAI is offering ChatGPT for teachers, free to verified K-12 teachers until June 2027. After that, the company says it will try to keep the price as close to free and affordable as possible. OpenAI says the tool gives teachers a secure workspace to adapt materials for their classrooms. Sales of previously owned homes rose last month. The National Association of Realtors said Thursday sales of existing homes climbed 1.2% in October from the prior month. That is the highest level since February, and a sign that lower mortgage rates have been luring buyers. Mortgage rates declined in recent months in anticipation of the Federal Reserve lowering interest rates in September and October. In health news, it's a significant part of overall health that many people may not think too much about. Good oral hygiene. It's not only about having a good smile. Without it, germs from the mouth can spread. And in tonight's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on how oral health can affect the rest of your body.
It involves your teeth, gums, and mouth, and having good oral health is more important than you may realize.
The mouth is the gateway to both the respiratory system and to the digestive system, and it can have implications far beyond just your teeth.
Dr. Elise Sarvis with Mayo Clinic says inflammation caused by poor oral health not only leads to things like gum disease and cavities, which can affect a person's quality of life, but that inflammation can also spread and lead to an infection in the heart, cardiovascular disease, pregnancy and birth complications, even pneumonia.
We all have bacteria in our mouths, and some are really helpful, but some bacteria, if they're allowed to overgrow or cause some disease, those bacteria can enter our bloodstreams and cause inflammation, not only in our mouths, but that inflammation can spread to the rest of the body.
Sarvis says the best way to keep your mouth healthy is to brush your teeth twice a day with a toothpaste that contains fluoride to take bacteria off teeth and strengthen them, and floss at least once a day.
And if you don't really floss your teeth, you're missing almost 40% of the surfaces of the teeth in your mouth. So it's almost like that brushing doesn't quite count all the way.
And finally, Sarvis says to make sure to see a dentist at least twice a year.
That way they can do a good cleaning, but they can also have the ability to check on problems before they get out of control.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
There's a cliche in the NFL. They say it's hard to beat a team 3 times. In the shorter high school season, the equivalent would be beating someone twice in a year, and that's exactly what Indian River football needs to do to stay alive tomorrow. IR hosts Lake Forest in the Delaware 2A semifinals. 2 weeks ago, the exact same matchup happened in the last week of the regular season, albeit over in Felton. The Indians came back from down 14-zip at halftime to win 27-21. Indian River head coach Philip Townsend says that deciding how much to change up the game plan is like a chess match.
It's difficult because sometimes you think you're overthinking things. Sometimes you think you're doing too much. So it's real difficult sometimes to balance that out. You know, as a coaching staff, we can bounce the ideas and stuff off each other and give, authentic feedback like, nah, let's not do that. Here's why. So yeah, it is difficult, normally to play a team twice in a season, but to turn around and play from week 9 to, the second or week 10, and then turn around in the second week of the playoffs. You know, this point of the season, I think both teams, you know, we got our bumps, we got our bruises. I think this game's going to come down to who can control the football and, you know, who wants it more.
To find out who wants it more, you can watch the highlights of tomorrow's game on The Final Score at 11 o'clock.
Right now in Dover, we're holding at the mid-40s at this present time. We're going to stay there thanks to the cloud cover we have in place and a bit of drizzle and sort of the raw feeling we have out in the air. And that's going to hover over us throughout the rest of the night as we brace for a chance of rain developing late tomorrow night going into Saturday morning. Edward Ward of Lewis, congratulations. You're our umbrella giveaway winner, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. And you can keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law offices of Brugstead, Mandalis, and Federico. Now, here's what we got to talk about. Here we go. We're looking at really mild and warm conditions that kicking in. And then after Thanksgiving, it gets crazy, crazy cold.
How fun. Thank you for that, Paul. And finally tonight, today is apparently National Absurdity Day, and in honor of that, the Seaford Police are sharing stories of some of the most absurd and ridiculous calls they've ever received. So listen to this. Seaford Police say one time an officer pulled a car over for speeding at 3 a.m. They say the officer walked up to the car to find it packed full of people dressed as clowns, and they were speaking Romanian. And you might be thinking, what the heck, right?
My question is, I want to know that smart officer that recognized the language of Romanian
Oh, you're right. But it turns out they were coming back from a performance on the boardwalk. Makes sense, right?
Guess so.
I guess so. Well, thank you so much for joining us for Coast TV News at 11 tonight. You can always find more news and weather on our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next, and we're back tomorrow at 5 a.m.
Have a great night.